Yeah, with another one. Maybe a different one. Let's see what this one about. Don Stories.
You hear me?
These are cases where police officers fall into deadly traps set by criminals, beginning with the ruthless criminal who lured cops to his home only to ambush them.
Who's all in the house?
It's me.
At 2 a.m. on February 11th, 2022, Phoenix police officers rushed to the home of 36-year-old Morris Richard Jones III after he reported that armed intruders had broken in and shot his wife.
Phoenix 911, where is your emergency?
It's a gunshot wound.
There's a gunshot wound.
Where?
We had an intruder.
We had an intruder.
Baby, wake up. It's a gunshot wound. We had an intruder.
I got that.
Crazy
Can
how
I
you
talk
made it
to one
seem real.
person who got shot?
My wife.
Who?
They came in here trying to rob us. They came in here and robbed.
The officers quickly reached the residence, ready to intervene and save Richard's dying wife, not realizing they were heading into a trap.
Straight up there.
Sucking our own blood. Come on, bro. Come on.
Who's all in the house?
Huh?
Who's all in the house?
It's me.
Who's you? I've been shot. No.
Richard opened fire on the officers, with the one at the front taking the brunt of the attack, suffering multiple gunshots to the chest before managing to escape. The other officers were also hit, forcing them to retreat, call for backup, and secure the building's perimeter. Meanwhile, Richard barricaded himself inside the house along with his wife, whom we later learned he had shot, and remained inside after a prolonged standoff. Richard's brother, who was also inside the house, emerged carrying the couple's infant and surrendered to the police as officers rushed to rescue the infant, whom the brother had placed on the front porch. Richard struck once again.
Hey, come in.
Dead.
Door. Got the baby. I got the baby.
Several other officers were shot, and others were injured by shrapnel during the rescue attempts. Eventually, SWAT officers arrived with advanced equipment to try and save the baby. Shortly after, SWAT officers breached the home and found the suspect dead on the floor from what was later determined to be self-inflicted gunshot wounds. They also discovered the body of his wife, 29-year-old Shatifa Lobley, whom he had shot. In total, 9 officers were injured during the encounter, with the first responding officer suffering the most severe wounds. However, all the officers survived. In the next case, the suspect, acting like a deranged individual, attempted to blow up the officers who arrived at his home.
James, stay away from your front door.
That nigga blew up the whole house.
On December 4th, 2023, an Arlington police officer on patrol rushed to residence after hearing what sounded like gunfire. Upon arriving at the apartment, he chose not to enter after neighbors warned him that the homeowner was a reclusive conspiracy theorist who believed the U.S. government was targeting him with spies. The officer later determined that the sounds he heard were flares fired by the suspect, who had barricaded himself inside. Recognizing the unstable behavior of the homeowner, 56-year-old James Yu immediately called for backup.
Arlington County, please stop shooting the flares. Mr. Yu, can you hear me?
I thought his shit was Mr. Yo.
Mr. Yu.
The suspect continued fire flares for hours into the night, prompting officers to evacuate nearby residents while still opting not to enter the home. Eventually, SWAT officers brought in an armored vehicle to breach the door, as none of the officers were willing to enter blindly, unsure of what kind of ambush might await them.
James, Arlington Police, come to the front door with your hands up. Do it now. We have your building surrounded. You're not leaving.
That's why
Come to the door
I
now
shot
with
him.
your hands up. James, the Arlington Police Department. We need you to away from your front door. James, stay away from your front door. Stay away from your front door.
As the armored vehicle breached the front door, James opened fire, but no officers were hit as they remained inside the vehicle, while others maintained a safe distance. Unable to reach or communicate with James after breaching the door, the officers proceeded to break through the windows, unaware of the evil plans James had planned for them. James retreated to his basement and ignited kegs of gasoline, triggering a massive explosion. The officers attempting to breach the windows were fortunate to be inside a heavily armored vehicle, as the outcome could have been drastically different. Here are various other angles of the explosion. Fortunately, all officers not inside the armored truck were far enough from the explosion to avoid severe harm. Those all sustained non-life-threatening injuries. The incident ultimately became a body recovery mission for James, who was caught in his own explosion. The next case was utterly insane, with the suspect relentlessly setting trap after trap for the unsuspecting police officers. On March 29th, 2024, a Sparks police officer in Nevada pulled over a 24-year-old Wade who was riding a Ford truck without license plates, unaware that he was walking into a trap.
Shots fired! Shots fired! Westbound! Eastbound!
Did he just crash?
Upshot. Just
Wade opened fire on the officer, narrowly escaped injury by sheer luck as a bullet grazed his neck and head, while his vest stopped another. Wade fled in his vehicle, but crashed shortly afterward, then ran on foot, triggering a police lockdown of the entire neighborhood. Soon after, dispatch received calls from a homeowner, reporting that the suspect had broken into her house, prompting the rapid deployment of numerous armed officers to the scene.
He was on the backyard and came inside.
Where is he?
I think he went to the other house.
Hey, just let me just in case I got my in there. Show me your name. Hands up. Stop. That doesn't look like anyone's in there.
You got me.
Hi, so we have a critical incident that's going on. It's kind of dangerous right now. Did anyone jump inside your yard or backyard? No. Where are you headed to? Okay. What I need you to do, can you go inside your house and shelter in place?
I'd have thought he was lying. Now I gotta go to
Let's
work.
get this family out of here.
Unknowingly to the officers, Wade was hiding in the back seat of a car, holding the homeowner hostage. He had intended for her to drive him out of the neighborhood, but when that was no longer an option, he forced her back into the house. Before officers could piece everything together and return to search the residence, being the closest to the one he had previously broken into, Wade was already lying in wait, this time with more traps prepared.
Well, wait.
Where the lady at?
1-800-GOT-JUNK is full-service junk removal. All you have to do is point.
That's
New
crazy.
antiperspirants by Suave. 48 hours of odor and wetness protection. Suave.
That's
No
crazy.
nonsense self-care for men.
That's crazy.
Before we agree that a bird in the hand is worth two in the bush, I'm gonna need to know a little more
That's
about
crazy.
these birds.
I'm just saying. That's crazy. I don't know what to say. Oh man. Let's see if we can get that.
Hey, stand up. Are you hurt? Get her out. Get her out. Get her out. Get her out. I got you.
One of the officers immediately dragged the hostage to safety, while several brave officers stayed behind to confront Wade.
No, he's in back away. He's shooting me. Get the fuck out of there!
One of the officers was shot, but his
thought he was
vest
going to
stopped the
war.
bullet, while another narrowly survived after a bullet struck his hero.
Yo, he jumping from house to house. You would have thought this was Grand Theft Auto.
Officers retreated once again as Wade opened fire on them. After 2 hours of attempting to make verbal contact without a response, they advanced toward the garage once more, where they discovered Wade lying dead. An autopsy later confirmed that he had died from gunshot wounds. The next case, innocent police officer and father of paid the ultimate price, and he fell into a trap set by an evil criminal he's trying to rape. On May 30th, 2024, Minneapolis officers responded to a building following reports of a
That's
gunshot
crazy.
and an active mass shooting. Upon arrival, the first officer encountered a man who appeared to have been shot. As the officer moved to assist him, something crazy happened.
Please, 2 victims outside at the location. Please.
Mitchell, heading to Florida to Goodwill, held what he believed to be a victim, was fatally shot by an actual gunman who had been pretending to be injured. As eyewitnesses observed the incident, it wasn't long for additional officers